How you doing, B Sugar? How are you? Chef Fine as Wine. Hello, how you doing? So everyone, welcome to the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Me too, Chef. So today we're continuing our um, volume, the series that we started. How you doing? It's me, Winston. Yes, honey. How you doing? We're continuing our series, Our Voices, Voices from the Jim Crow South. So I have another guest. I think he's having some Wi-Fi issues. I've admitted him to the stream twice. Those of you who have not seen the very first video, you're missing a treat. So if you get an opportunity, please make sure you go back and view the video. How you doing, Mary? Janice? Okay, there we go. So everyone's coming in now. I'm trying to keep up with your comments. So, all right. He'll be back on momentarily. Okay, let's give him a moment. So this is Black History Month. So what are some things? Is there anything special that you do? Anything different? Okay, he's trying to rejoin the stream again. Let me see what I can do.
Why it's not showing?
Okay, he's back. All right, are you back for good this time?
Okay. I hope so. I don't know what, it just cut off.
Oh yeah, that's what I was telling you. Your Wi-Fi had a few issues. Okay, so those of you who, again, since you're here, how you doing, Reese? Everyone who's here, welcome. We're continuing the series of Our Voices. Voices. How you doing, Tina? How you doing, Brian? From the Jim Crow South. So we can all, visit websites. We can all do some reading, look at some videos, but I don't know about you. I prefer firsthand accounts. Okay, so let's listen to what Mr. John Joyner has to say about some of his experiences. And again, if you missed the very first video, you missed a treat. Please go back and check it out. Okay, Mr. Joyner, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Lynn.
Okay, so go ahead, if you will, continue to share some of your experiences with us. I'll be reading the questions in the comment section. So you have our undivided attention, sir.
Okay, I'm back again to finish up where we left off before. My name is John Joyner, and I grew up in the Jim Crow South in the 40s. When I left off before with the bakery with water fountain, after I was called into office for drinking out of the white fountain, shortly afterwards they removed the fountain, so there was only one fountain there. So that ended the fountain system in the bakery. But I didn't look at it as a monumental thing at the time. Then after I started going to A&T, I met Ezel Blair, one of the original 4 Woolworth counter sit-in guys. And Ezel was very instrumental in organizing the students at lunchtime so we could go up to Woolworths and demonstrate, sitting at the counter, but select few could sit at the counter because you had to endure a lot of abuse, they spit on you and hit you, and a lot of us was not up to that. And I was one that I knew I couldn't take that, because if somebody spit on me or hit me, that was going to be a fight. And so it's best that I didn't go and sit down at the counter.
Right.
We marched in front of the store, and Ezel and the other 3 guys, I forget the name that was there, but Ezel Blair was very instrumental. He was in one of my classes, I was about 61. I forgot now which one it was. but they had infiltrated the movement back then.
Yep.
At A&T, because at the time the chancellor at A&T was Dean Proctor,
Right.
and he was an Army intelligence officer.
Wow.
So he recruited Jesse. Jesse Jackson was there, but I didn't know him. I didn't know Jesse. I never met him at A&T, but he was there at the time, and they recruited him. So to lead demonstration to the way they wanted it to go, not the way you would think you're leading, but they are in control of it.
Right.
So that was just the demonstration at A&T, sitting at the counter. But that was it just something about it just didn't fit with me.
Right.
I enjoyed going to Parkview and Parkview had the best chicken sandwiches for me, and Clarence Jordan on Washington, good hot dog. So, didn't find any better cooks than in the colored community,
Right.
And so eating in Woolworths and those other places, that did not faze me. I wasn't down with it, to spearhead and to do this,
Yes, sir.
So, but I would march on the outside of the street on the sidewalk, but I wouldn't go in and sit down at the counter.
Right.
So basically that was it, and then again, I saw this in the colored restaurants and eateries closed down.
Right.
And next thing I knew, the fact it affected the education system.
Yes, sir.
Because they closed down the colored schools.
Right.
And the colored teachers were out of a job.
That's right.
Because now you had to transfer to the white school. Because all of the colored teachers lost their job.
Right.
William Penn, I think, was only one teacher from William Penn went to Central. That was Mr. Berkman.
Mr. Joyner.
The principal.
Mr. Joyner, I have a question for you from the chat comment section. This is from Mary. She wants to know how you stayed positive growing up in the Jim Crow South. Now, folks that don't know, the people he's talking about, this is from the Greensboro 4 North Carolina A&T State University students. Look it up, folks, so I can share a link with you. Now, he's talking about Jesse Jackson, who I went to his alma mater, so I actually met him. I actually went to college with Jesse Jackson's children, okay? So I knew them personally. So go ahead, Mr. Joyner. Will you answer that question from Mary, please? Thank you.
Yes, sure. Because how did I stay positive? Because the way I stayed positive is because I was taught to always highly of myself.
Right.
And never took a back seat to anyone.
Right.
And anything that I wanted, I worked for it. I didn't look for any handouts from anyone.
Right.
As far as the job is concerned, jobs, whatever, I worked hard, and if I saw something I wanted, I applied myself at it. But I always had a positive attitude about myself.
Right.
And because my mother used to instill that in it. No one is better than you. No one is better than you.
Wow.
So long as you have that in you, no one is better than you. We see something you want to work for it and get it. Don't look for any handouts.
Right.
And this is what always kept me positive. Always kept me positive. Anything that I ever wanted, as far as job wise, whatever, and what it calls work, that required work and aptitude, I put myself forward and I got it.
Right.
I never had a problem with it. But
Mr. Joyner,
I hope that answered the question.
I think that it
Go ahead.
did. Another question for you. So once the initial four did the sit-in at the Woolworths, we're talking Greensboro, North Carolina, folks. Okay. So did you start to see? Was it like a domino effect? So did you have more and more students from A&T, and then of course Bennett College right down the street, and we know North Carolina has several HBCUs. So did that like cause a domino effect that you noticed?
Absolutely. That was like the beginning, and it took a
Wow.
snowball effect.
Oh, okay.
Woolworths, Crescent, all of the stores, all the segregated places, they were visited by the sit-ins or demonstrations, and it was like a snowball effect.
Right.
That's how it happened.
Wow.
Started small and just kept growing.
Okay.
Yes, no one thought it would grow like it did, because it started out small, few, then it just kept growing, and next thing you know, it was like a wildfire. It couldn't be put out.
Oh yeah. Did you notice the amount prior to the demonstrations, before they really, were all over the country? Obviously, one unintended situation was the loss of Black businesses. Could you talk about the Black businesses? And again, we know about the school situation, 1954, Brown versus the Board of Education, Topeka, Kansas, which was actually 5 total cases. But could you talk about the Black businesses? Because as I ride, Washington Street in High Point, North Carolina, as well as different streets in Greensboro, North Carolina, where that used to be bustling Black businesses. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, once I saw the Black businesses started to close down, well, I said not Black, the colored businesses started closing down, I noticed that, and it had an effect on me,
Right.
as far as noticing it, because a lot of people didn't notice it, that a lot of the colored businesses were closing down. They were being led to patronize the white restaurants and whatever place that was segregated. They were being led that way, and they didn't know it, that they were led. You see?
Yeah.
The ones that were in charge of the movement was working behind the scenes. So basically, it was your ministers. They went into church and recruited the ministers. And I'll say it now. I said it then. I didn't know it at the time, but I'll say it now.
Right.
A lot of your ministers were working for the government.
Right.
To lead the integration movement towards the white businesses, put the Black businesses out of business, because we thought it was about integration, but
right.
It was about economics.
There was an agenda, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we still have not recovered from that, which is sad. And tell me what you think about this, Mr. Joyner, because this is what I say. I tell people I don't love Walmart, but I patronize Walmart because obviously you're going to patronize a place if you see people there working there that look like you. Okay. And, if you look at the businesses, other people who have businesses in our community, why would you continue to patronize people that despise you? They have stores and businesses in your community. They close their stores down, and when they go home at night, they go to the suburbs. And look at the communities that you're living in. Their children are going to private schools. beautiful colleges and universities. Look at where you're. So, what are your thoughts on that? How we continue to patronize these businesses instead?
Well, see,
My money here with you. All right. What do you think about that?
well, then again, you see, this is a trap. It's a trap, Lynn. It's the reason why you see all the faces in Walmart that look like you. So you will patronize Walmart. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Walmart is cool. Walmart products basically are made, all of them are made in China.
Yes, sir.
You see, and Walmart is closely hooked up with the Clintons out of Arkansas.
Okay.
So they're filling up a lot of people that looks like us to get us in there. It's about economics. See, we looking at one thing about, oh, you know, they hired a lot of colored people. But it's not about that. It's about economics, because you'll flock there and spend your money.
But what do we do? What do
you do?
What do we do? We need the products. Where do we go?
You try to go to a neighborhood mom and pop store. You see, your little stores in your community, patronize them. You might have, you know, they might not have what you need. Once in a while, you might have to go to Walmart for something, but try to patronize the little stores, the mom and pop stores, so they won't go out of business.
Right. Right. I have another question for you, Mr. Joyner, from the comment section. This also is from Mary. She says, once the Jim Crow era came to an end, how did desegregation influence your life personally?
Well, basically, when Jim Crow, you know, that's sort of a hard question to answer there, because for me personally, because I never bought into that Jim Crow. That, like I said, anything I ever wanted for, I worked hard for it. And
yes, sir.
Any job opportunities, I applied myself for it. So I never let Jim Crow segregation hold me back, because I was always taught I'm as good as the next person. No one is better than me. And so Jim Crow basically didn't affect me. It didn't affect me. I didn't let it affect me, because things like that will come to you, and you see it today. You see the results of it today. People are they use one word to control you. All the Democrats have to say, race, one word, and not get it. I don't know words like that. I'm racist. I put it on the side. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with it. So it didn't, you know, it's for you. Effect on different people. Go ahead.
So you don't feel it ever personally affected you so far as a job that you applied for in the South, maybe, or North? Do you think you were?
Absolutely.
You don't think you were?
Because no. I was never passed over for someone else, because if, like I said, if I wanted a job and I looked at the requirements, whatever the requirements were, I applied myself and got myself prepared. I don't want nobody to hand me, well, he's, the word they use, well, he's black, give him the job. Nah, you keep it. I don't want it. Anything I get, I want to work for it. I'll work for it. Don't hand out. I don't look for handouts.
Yes, sir.
And the word we have to get out of we have to get this word out of our system. Racist. That's all you hear every day, 24/7. Oh, he's a racist. She's a racist. This is racist. That racist. You hung up on that, and you were just marred in the mud. You can't do anything because every time you look around, oh, that's racist. Oh, he didn't. Or he's it's sickening. It is. It's sickening. It's a sickness.
Yes, sir. So what would you suggest we do to, I don't know if I should say totally eliminate the word, but use it less. So, if that means us moving forward in this society, what are your suggestions?
Well, it has to go to each individual. You have to look in the mirror yourself and say, am I ready? Am I ready for this? If you see an application for a job, you look to see what the requirements are. Then you say, am I ready for this? Don't go down there and applying for the job and you can't read third grade level. How you going to then get mad and say they're racist? You have to apply yourself, educate yourself, read. You have to read who you are, know yourself, and always look at yourself. No one is better than you. I don't care if I'm raggedy and no shoes on. No one is better than me. I'm the next person. I don't care what color you are, because there's only one race of people on Earth. That's the human race. Right. You have different colors, you have different nationalities, but there's one race on this planet, and that's the human race.
Yes, sir.
Period.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Now, do you remember what year that you left the Jim Crow South?
Yes. It was 1967.
Wow.
1967 when I left out.
And where did you go from?
Moved to Brooklyn, New York.
And what was your purpose? Brooklyn. What was your purpose for leaving the Jim Crow South?
For better opportunities.
Okay. So when you 1967, okay. So 1967, High Point, North Carolina, what job opportunities were open to you? Besides, if you had remained in High Point, North Carolina, your job opportunities were limited, correct? If you had remained in
High
Point,
that's correct.
Okay. Let me see. Well, Mary said she
in High Point.
Right. Mary said she agrees with you. No one is better than you. Oh yeah, she's quoting you now. Exactly, Mary. How you doing, Jill's Comfort Zone? All right. Glad to have you here. Gino said, we must understand, like the seasons change, we must change. African Americans have begun to understand that we are individuals, some good, some bad, and some who knows, like every other race, right? Every other, ethnic group. All right. So I didn't want to take too much of your time, Mr. Joiner, thank you for the second video in this series. Those of you who are here, thank you. Please go to my Facebook page, and I have a little contest going on. So there's a little short 36-second video for you to watch. Once you watch it, you have to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, screenshot it, add it to that post. I have a $25 drawing next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do that. Share that video. You'll see everything. Everything is in the post. You'll see my info. It's up under the bottom of each one of my videos. So please do that, folks. I'll have the drawing next Saturday. And if you have Cash App or Venmo or Zelle, I'll be placing the money in your account. Thank you again for spending time with Roland's Reviews. This is just the second video in this series. I have several more. And since it is Black History Month, if there's anything extra you want me to talk about, let me know. So thank you for spending your precious time here. Please be safe. And I hope to see you all again here next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to go to my Facebook page and enroll in the contest. And I'm going to do it on the Facebook Live. You'll see me spin the wheel, so there'll be no hanging chads. It's all, okay, legitimate. I'll spin the wheel. I have an app that I downloaded on my phone. That's right. I'm not choosing the person. The app does. It's a spinny wheelie thingy, and it's going to choose the person. Okay, so go to my Facebook page and just watch the 36-second clip. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it out. Screenshot once you've watched the 36-second clip. Just add the screenshot to the post, and then I add your name. And then next Saturday I'll do the drawing where you can see that it's all legitimate. Okay. Enjoy each and every one of you.
Okay.
Anything you may want me to talk about. Let's thank Mr. Joiner for taking time out of his busy schedule. Thank you so much. The next time we speak with Mr. Joiner, I want to talk to him about the Jim Crow situations that he experienced in the North, how he was able to overcome them, and, you know, just continue to answer the questions that we have since we didn't experience it. We have to look at documentaries. We have a living legend here. He's been there, done that. All right. So thank you all for being here. And I'm going to my Facebook page as well. So go ahead and sign up so you can get this $25. Easiest $25 you'll ever make. Thank you again for watching Roland's Reviews.